Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So after developing a web application using Spring Framework, you can find details here in this playlist. Now it's time to deploy it on the cloud. So firstly, I will explain the migration workflow. This diagram effectively shows the transition from a traditional on-premises setup to a modern cloud-based infrastructure, highlighting the benefits of the cloud migration. Initially, we have our Spring Boot application running on-premises. This means the application is hosted in a local server. The application connects to a MySQL database, which is also hosted within our local infrastructure. The next step involves the migration to the cloud, which means migration our application and database to the cloud. This process includes moving our application code and database to cloud services. So after migration, our Spring Boot application is deployed in a cloud service platform. In this case, we are using Amazon Web Services, AWS. Our MySQL database is also migrated to AWS using RDS, Amazon RDS for database hosting. RDS, by the way, stands for Relational Database Service. Now let's look at the second diagram, which details the deployment architecture of a Spring Boot application on AWS environment. So we will be using AWS Elastic Beanstalk, which is a platform as a service. It simplifies the deployment process by handling the infrastructure. Also, we need to store our application jar file. This is done using Amazon S3, a scalable storage service. We upload the jar file to an S3 bucket, which acts as a repository for our application artifacts. Elastic Beanstalk will then prepare an Amazon EC2 instance, which is a virtual server in the cloud, to host our Spring Boot application. The jar file is deployed from S3 bucket to this EC2 instance, ensuring that our application is now running on the cloud server. And for the database operation, we use Amazon RDS to host our MySQL database. So after doing all of this, we can access to our Spring Boot application via this domain. We will sign in. Now we will test our application. For that, we will add a person. And as you see, the person is added successfully. And we can check that also in MySQL Workbench. And for that, we will connect to our database. Connection name for that test connection. The host name is the endpoint. You can find the endpoint here. Just click here, and this is the endpoint. Also provide the POR and the username and the password. Test connection. Successfully made a MySQL connection. And now we will connect. And this is our database. And now we will check if the person Ayman Mawati is added or not. So as you see, the person Ayman Mawati is added successfully also. If you want a complete demo of the Spring Boot application, please watch this tutorial. So that's all. I hope you find it inspiring and clear. And also, I hope this provides a clear understanding of how to migrate and deploy a Spring Boot application to AWS Cloud. And thank you.